Let's talk about betrayal, but not the kind people usually expect. Not the obvious one, not but a subtle, quiet kind of betrayal. You know how this one hits, like this kind of betrayal that you don't see coming. Let's talk about it. Most people think betrayal looks like an enemy. It usually doesn't. Thing is, most of the time, it looks like familiarity, honestly. Here's something most people don't know. Not every betrayal comes from bad intentions. Sometimes it comes from fear, sometimes it comes from comfort, sometimes it comes from people cheating themselves quietly without warning you. And that is what makes it confusing. Because nothing was obvious, nothing exploded. Like you just noticed, some kind of shift. Access changed, support reduced, truth became selective, and you couldn't point one clear moment and say, oh, this is where it happened. Like a lot of confusion. This kind of betrayal doesn't feel like an attack. It feels like you were standing alone longer than you thought. And that realization can stay with you. Well, not as anger, but as an awareness. You start replaying conversations, you notice how much you gave without tracking it, how often you explained yourself, how many times you adjusted to keep peace, and you didn't feel foolish. You felt awakened. But sometimes betrayal isn't about someone doing something to you. It's about someone not showing up when it mattered. No drama, no apology, no explanation, just absence where presence used to be. And that absence teaches you something. It shows you where loyalty was assumed and not agreed upon. And after that kind of betrayal, you don't feel bitter. You became precise. You listened differently. You stopped over explaining because you are clearer now. You stop forcing closeness. You stop filling the gap for people who are comfortable with distance. And that shift is not a loss, it's recalibration. See, some people weren't meant to betray you, they were meant to reveal your limits. And once that happens, the relationship doesn't need a dramatic ending. It just changes quietly. And that's not resentment, that's maturity. And so, if you ever wondered why you don't relate the same way anymore, why you don't overshare, why you don't chase clarity, this might be it. You adjusted. And adjustment is not weakness, it's awareness catching up to reality. So, you see, betrayal doesn't always break, sometimes it refines you, but not into someone cold, but into someone exact. And if that resonates, we're not alone in it. That's all.